Hey guys, Heath here, Shepherd's Forge. It's Thursday night. I don't have to work tomorrow, um, but I'm going in for my 6 month um, checkup. It's probably going to be a full day at the hospital. Blood panels, CT scans, the whole 9 yards. Um, so I'll let you know how that goes. I probably won't know anything until they get the results back. I mean, it's just one of those things. Nothing's instantaneous. Um, This is my new purchase. This is a 10-inch contact wheel. This is going to come in handy for not only myself, but my friend Steve and Owen. Um, been wanting to get one of these for a long time. They're kind of on the expensive side. So um, I finally pulled the trigger. I found this one on Amazon for $85. Now, when it came, it had like a 1.25 inch diameter shaft. When I got it, I'm like, I'm gonna have to send this back. There's nothing I can do with that. And I realized I do have access to a machinist at work. We don't use them very often, um, but I thought, well, I know there's one in the area, so I asked my shop supervisor. I brought him the wheel and said, "Hey, man, you got the number for that machinist? Because I really need him to um, machine out, press fit, and press fit a bushing to go in there so it'll accept this. I think it's a 1/4 inch shaft diameter." And he, my boss, he kind of looked at it and he's just like, "I assume that's for your 2x72." Yeah, he's like, "That's a big friggin' wheel." He's like, this is a pretty important thing for you, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, this wheel will help me do a lot of different things. And he's like, hold on. Gets on his phone, calls up the guy, says, "Hey man, one of the guys at work has a very small project. Probably won't take you very long, but it's really important. You think you'd take a look?" 5 minutes later, the guy shows up at my work, looks at the wheel, and says, "Yeah, I can do that." So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to press fit the bushing um, in between into the bearings without pushing the bearings out. But he's like, "Yeah, that's no problem." He's like, I'll figure it out. I'll do it." And he did. He did an amazing job. He actually did everything. He's like, all our machines were full. He's like, so I just kind of did this one by hand on the lathe. He's like, I'm actually pretty proud of it. He's like, it came out, I think he said like 200 thousandths proud of being able to press fit it in. He's like, I basically what he did. He's like, I put both pieces in the, or he put the bushing in the freezer, and which obviously constricts metal. And this is a bronze bushing that he put in there. And then he's like, I just took a hammer and just tapped it in there, went all the way around, got a press fit, and the shaft. It's it's tight, but it's not like I gotta hammer it in there. It's a perfect fit. Um, so I was really happy. I got this back within 3 hours of giving it to the guy, and he did an amazing job. And it was all done, pretty much by hand on his lathe. He said, he's like, man, I don't do a lot of stuff by hand anymore. He's like, a lot of it's all machine, and you're looking at a computer screen, you type everything in. He's like, this was actually a lot of fun. He's like, I kind of enjoy doing stuff like this. And I asked him like, well, what do I owe you? He's like, normally I charge you like $20. He's like, but I'm thinking, he's like, this is going on a 2x72 grinder, isn't it? Kind of looked at him like, yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah, you're a knife maker. He's like, I'm not gonna charge you anything. He's like, you got a business card? So I handed him one, and he's like, he's like, I'm a huge hunter, huge hunter. I'm going out to Colorado this fall. He's like, I might actually calling you to design me a hunting knife. He's like, if that's something you'd be willing to do. I said, hell yeah. I'm like, it's going to be worth more than $20. He's like, no. He's like, that's, and I understand that. He's like, but I figured you'd give me a good deal on something. So when he calls on me, I'll make sure I work something out for him. But anyway, guys, I thought I'd fire this up and at least show you. When this tomorrow, if I get home at a decent time, I gotta clean my shop. My bench is just full of crap, and with this wheel and everything else that I'm doing, it vibrates the hell out of everything in my bench. I mean, the inertia that this thing creates, it vibrates like hell. So I gotta find a place to put some of these other tools and hang them on the wall and just get a little bit more organized and just clean the shop. So anyway, I'm gonna fire this bad boy up for you guys, and that'll be the end of my video. Boy. Yeah, that's nice. What's really nice about these wheels is, like, unlike your flat platen, like, it coming in contact with so much metal, it creates resistance. This being on 3 points of contact with just wheels, it really doesn't have any resistance at all, which makes for a much smoother grind. And like the biggest problem I had is not so much with my Trizact belts, but with I've got some other belts right here. These are 600 grit belts, and it doesn't matter what direction the arrows on the back says to put them, or how light I'm even just barely touching them. When they hit that back platen, they thump. And so I really haven't been able to use my 600 grit belts at all, because they're just not that great. I don't think they're high quality either, which doesn't help. But I think on a contact wheel, because they're not meeting any real resistance, I think they'll be all right. And another thing about these wheels that's nice is that because they're not meeting steel resistance, and they're form fit to this wheel as it moves, I'm going to be able to utilize more of the actual abrasive. It's not going to wear on one side or the other. So I'll get more life out of my belts. I'll get better points of contact with my blades. I can do hollow grinds on this. I'm very excited. For $85 and the love of craft, another guy showed me, and a machinist was just like, yeah, man, as soon as I got this, I was looking at him like, dude, I know what this guy's doing. He was pretty cool about the whole thing. So it didn't take him very long. He's like, I was waiting for a machine to finish. Well, that was being finished. He's like, I went over to my hand machine and just turned it all by hand. And so anyway, guys, I will let you know how tomorrow goes, and we'll talk to you in the next video. All right, bye.